Your Soul, a podcast of Madison Christian Church, Madison, Tennessee. We're talking about
Your Soul.
I'm Ted.
I'm Talia Rose.
I'm Jesse.
I'm Anna.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Devin.
I'm Joshua.
I'm Yvonne.
Letter number 2, Genesis, selected verses. For most of this series, we will use the English Standard Version of the Bible, but since today's letter is mostly quoting the Bible, we're using the King James Version for copyright reasons. We will be reading parts of Genesis, chapters 1, 2, and 3.
In the beginning, God created.
And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light.
And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters."
And God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear."
And God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind."
And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years."
And God said, "Let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life."
And God said, "Let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing and beast of the earth after his kind."
And God saw that it was good.
And God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth."
So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them.
And God blessed them, and God said unto them, "Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth."
And it was so.
And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good.
These are the generations of the heavens and the earth, when they were created, in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens.
And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed.
The tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
And the Lord God took the man, and put him into the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it.
And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, "Of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die."
And the Lord God said, "It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet for him."
And Adam gave names to all cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there is not found an helpmeet for him.
And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept, and he took one of his ribs, and closed up the flesh instead thereof.
And the rib which the Lord God had taken from man made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, "This is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man."
Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed.
Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat every tree of the garden?
And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together, and made themselves aprons.
And they heard the voice of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God amongst the trees of the garden.
And the Lord God called unto Adam, and said unto him, Where art thou?
And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself.
And he said, Who told thee that thou wast naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat?
And the man said, The woman who thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat.
And the Lord God said unto the woman, What is this that thou hast done?
And the woman said, The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat.
And the Lord God said unto the serpent,
I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel.
Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee.
And unto Adam he said, Because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, Thou shalt not eat of it, cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life.
Therefore the Lord God sent him forth from the Garden of Eden, to till the ground from whence he was taken.
So he drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubims, and a flaming sword which turned every way, to keep the way of the tree of life.
Much more than this happened in the first 3 chapters of the Bible. You might want to read Genesis chapters 1, 2, and 3 for yourself. I recommend it.